Set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. This is Dion Lewis now in his 9th NFL season. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing, Mariota. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Titans, gain of 12. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mariota, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the 1st half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Mariota sets up the screen to Lewis. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
King. Here we go. Here we recon, 132 fighter. Watch the whip. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. If that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Tackle made by Kenny Vaccaro.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daquan Jones fighting his way home to get the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations.
And the pressure gets to him again. Daquan Jones able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say, when you have obvious passing situations. Hard to do.
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that.
And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I'm about to do a disservice to the catch we just saw. One-handed, coming down with it, just like that. Yeah, I know. Odell Beckham Jr. We're used to this, aren't we?
We are.
And that's just wrong on every level. That was spectacular.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
11 yards there, first down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll make it second and goal. To throw, Mayfield. And avoids the contact by sliding. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. A 2-yard touchdown run, and the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
A reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Mariota to Lewis on the draw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. A second down run with Lewis. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
57, Mike, 57. Let's set a tone, fellas.
Mariota from the gun on third down. And right side, Henry's got it. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
yardage. Okay.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. A first down throw from Mayfield. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 30 yards there. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 41, Mayfield. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys... will get the football back. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll start the third quarter on the ground with Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Hey, 133.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Drop deep, drop deep. Check it back, check it back.
They'll sneak it with Mariota. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Marcus Mariota taking it in. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And we are tied at 7. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
61, matchbox lights.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Wesley Woodyard. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Don't throw this one. 180. Mike 54. Check pass. Check pass.
Mayfield on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
Following the interception here, Mariota. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Mariota on 1st down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. A big play that time out of Chubb. 48 yards on the ground. Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past him? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
They go play action here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Wake with a little wake-up call as he gets in there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Mayfield to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
A gain of 7. It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it on line and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason, and runs like that on opening week.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Sheldon Richardson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mariota. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Jannard Avery able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. Mariota now uncorks one for Davis. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Now Landry. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really...
And that's caught inside the 30. Give them 32 on the play.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Mayfield buying time to his touchdown, Cleveland. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did.
And what did his offensive... I mean, remember we talked with the offensive line? And one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me. Often that opens up enough space for him to go.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Working out of the gun, Mariota flushed out right, out to the right to Humphries. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. The throw right sideline here is complete. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam.
It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To the air again, Mariota. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Titans are able to make this a close game again. Extra point put through by Succop. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They begin this drive with Chubb. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. on second down. It's Hunt, and he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Mayfield. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get your reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. Back to throw. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
On first down, Hunt. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And they will take a knee here. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the Browns, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they go down to defeat here in